Following Sariputta. The awareness of consciousness. Imagine for a moment that your mind operates like a control room. 6 monitors, 6 channels, each broadcasting a different stream. Sight on one screen, sound on another, touch over here, thought over there. Most of us spend our entire lives assuming these channels really are separate. That seeing is fundamentally different from hearing, that thinking is fundamentally different from feeling, and that someone sits in the middle, watching the screens, owning the experience. Sariputta observed this exact phenomenon and its implications. But at this point in the Aunupada Sutta, he wasn't interested in simply tinkering with meditative states. He was engaged in a far deeper project, discovering whether any perspective, no matter how sublime, subtle, or seemingly transcendent, could provide a final answer to the cycle of death and rebirth. Hindering rebirth, ending rebirth, and securing genuine liberation were his ultimate goals. Every shift in awareness was being tested. Every insight was measured against that ultimate question. Could this be the answer to the end of suffering? And so, when he reached his 6th attempt at awakening, the stakes could not have been higher. Entering the base of infinite consciousness, he turned his awareness toward the very medium of awareness itself. But he didn't analyze consciousness through the ordinary lens of the 6 sense organs. He didn't divide it into visual consciousness, auditory consciousness, tactile consciousness, and so on. Instead, he resisted the mind's reflex to differentiate between them. He let go of the idea that consciousness is delivered through 6 independent channels. And in that letting go, the 6 sense streams collapsed into one. What he discovered was profound. Consciousness experienced as a single, undivided, boundaryless field. An awareness without compartments. An awareness no longer fractured by the conceptual distinctions that usually separate seeing from hearing, or hearing from thinking. This is what the sutta calls infinite consciousness. Not infinite in space, but infinite in its lack of internal borders. But here, Sariputta wasn't interested in ecstatic states for their own sake. He was probing, testing, asking, is this it? Is this where the cycle ends? Is the perception of a vast, unified consciousness the final grounding that ends the restless turning of rebirth? To find out, he applied the same analytic clarity described throughout the Aunupada Sutta. He examined this boundless consciousness as a phenomenon. He observed its arising, its presence, and its cessation. He saw precisely what it depended on, and he recognized what it lacked. Most importantly, he saw that even this refined state, beautiful as it was still conditioned, still impermanent, still incapable of serving as the unshakable refuge required to end rebirth. And so he concluded, this too was not the answer. The insight is subtle but decisive. Even the unification of all sense experience into a boundless awareness could not halt the machinery of becoming. Even infinite consciousness could not provide the final release from suffering. This realization cut through one of the mind's most seductive illusions. that a vast or elevated awareness is equivalent to liberation. Sariputta saw that it wasn't. Infinite consciousness was simply another conditioned state. Refined, unified, luminous, yes, but still part of the world of becoming. And with that clarity, he let it go. This was the 6th step in his journey. A crucial experiment. A possible answer that he had to chase down. And now, knowing that even infinite consciousness could not end the cycle of death and rebirth, Sariputta turned his mind toward what lay beyond it. Toward the deeper insights that would finally open the door to unbounded liberation.